Miscue by Campsoba. Forward by Brillante. Fondre onto it. Adam Fondre! That should do it for Sydney FC. A goal on competitive debut for Adam Fondre. And it's 4-2. And maybe, just maybe, Avondale have been put to the sword. Now Sydney FC looking for a penalty, and they've got one. A trip on Fondre. Penalty kick. Dispatch off the frame of the goal by Adam Fondre. Sydney FC, barring a miracle, are into their third successive FFA Cup final. Sulo. Ninkovic fires it across. There's the chance, and the equaliser arrives through Adam Fondre with 13 minutes to go. Adelaide have conceded when really they didn't look likely to at any point in this game.
And Fondre, that's the service he wants, and that's what he can do when he gets that kind of service. He buries it. But Ninkovic and De Jong have rarely made these runs beyond the midfield. And Ninkovic, it's the first time he's done it in this half, and they end up with a goal.
On set-piece duty in his 50th A-League game for Sydney FC. Plenty of holding going on there. Back in by Retre. Fondre, oh, what a save! But he puts away the follow-up. And Adam Fondre, the Englishman, at the SCG.
Even so, just after a couple of minutes, question marks about, I guess, Fondre's early position for onside and offside. But as the play's rolled on, he forces a great save off Fedrin Janjetovic. Make no mistake about that, it's excellent work from the keeper, but not good.
Here he goes. Goes for power again. He is unerring from 11 metres. It is 1-1.
Grant continues his run. Keeps his balance too. Retre, great ball. Fondre, 2-0 and 6 goals in 6 competitive games for Sydney FC. Just a third Sky Blue to score in his first 3 A-League games for the club, and what a goal it is. Retre to Fondre.
Well, it's a really good finish.
Silva's made a run. Can Grant pick him out? He can. What a ball. Likewise to Lockerlingoy. In at the back post, Ninkovic. Fondre! Chalk up another one for Alfie. Ninkovic.
Last missed a penalty back in 13-14. But he's missed this one, but he's there on the follow-up to tuck it away. And it's all square. Fondre blasts it. Real power. Kennedy got a hand to it, couldn't keep it out. It's 1-1. And Alfie is on the sausage roll trail once again as he calls. Sent in by O'Neill. He's floating it in. Ninkovic ahead to it. Real scramble on. Calver is there and it's turned in. Sydney FC, where Adam Fondre opened the scoring here at NIB Stadium.
Well, a harmless corner, really. You would have expected Perth to have dealt with this much better. Ninkovic, again, having started the counter-attack.
Scored his first ever A-League goal against Brisbane, an absolute cracker at Suncorp Stadium a few years back now. Fondre! Oh, so clever! He goes too clear in the Golden Boot race. Fabulous ball in from the man playing game number 150, and Fondre did not waste it.
And really, that's not great defending. The other centre-half should be further behind covering Pepper, and that was Bowles. You mentioned they've only played together since round 26 last season, but it'd take nothing away from the header. Brilliant header.
Keeps it central for De Jong. Sydney FC working towards something here. Oh, great chance, fabulous goal. Fondre strikes again at the double after sensational passing from Sydney FC this time.
O'Neill just slides this one, and he just passes that into the net. It's quite a superb finish in what was a brilliant Sydney move. Composed.
Starting Adam Fondre, trying to hit double figures quicker than anyone has reached the mark in the A-League. And he does. An emphatic penalty. Sydney get the ball given away in a really dangerous spot. Here's an opportunity, and it is buried. Adam Fondre ripping it. Well, could that be the catalyst for Sydney FC? What a strike. And Fondre, could be a chance here for Sydney to seal it perhaps. Fondre finds the gap, and seals the deal for Sydney FC. His little mini goal drought is over.
The transition, he's jinking inside. Look, I don't think you can blame too much Atkinson there. He's got to show him the line. You can't let him come inside. But could he get a bit closer? Quick feet, tricky there. And Galekovic, who's come out, it's a good finish. And he needed one, didn't he? You could see the relief as it goes in.
Rebound. What about this one? No problem whatsoever. Blasts it in, and we're all square. 1-1.
Fondre, oh, blasts it, and the keeper stayed there, but he could not get a hand to it. What an emphatic way to make it 14 for the season and give Sydney FC the lead against the... Trying to roll Pepper. Here's Gujadijad, somehow found an angle. Oh, back off the post and in! Adam Fondre joins Roy Krishna at the top of the Golden Boot run. Now he'll deliver. Back post and the header. Surely now it bundles its way in and Sydney FC do have the lead. Fondre, is he claiming it?
I thought Caceres, who delayed it, they released him nicely. Fondre, if Dion plays him, he's offside. I thought there, he's maybe delayed it too long. He gets around Chianese, terrific ball. Just clips it up to the back post. And yes, that will be
Fondre. Alfie steps up and make it 4-0 to the Sky Blues. Surely a spot in a fifth grand final is theirs now. Around that part of the pitch, then go early, just like here. Case in point again, Brosk won it again, and they quickly get to Ninkovic, and Fondre is in behind, make it 5! We've seen a 5-0 in a big blue before, but never in a final.
Brosk again wins the ball. Ninkovic is on his way. Look at this for a pass. Times his run, Fondre perfectly, opens himself out, slides it into the far corner for number 5. A little outside of the boot, almost a toe poke from Ninkovic. Again started by Brosk, picking the pocket of a victory player, and how they make him pay again in transition. Sydney.
Fondre blasts it into the roof of the net. The first goal of the new A-League campaign goes the way of the Englishman. And Adam Fondre is on the goal trail once more. And favours Barbarouses. He's trying to play in the strike partner with Fondre. Ninkovic takes over, weaves his way through. Lovely ball, chance for 2. A tap in for Fondre. Sydney double their lead. And it was expertly worked between 4 players. Terrific. Still plenty of space in these central areas. Sydney to operate in, and Johan finds Grants. Oh, that's a lovely finish. And Adam Fondre, who really should have scored in the opening minutes, has scored now.
From Fondre, watch it, just darts across top of Stanley, and it's a wonderful finish. Perfect weight on that pass to the near post from Ryan Grant. Doesn't have to hesitate, and that's a really controlled finish. Darting in front of Topo Stanley at the near post.
It's Brandon O'Neill with the corner. Headed goalwards and in! And Fondre, who missed a chance horribly some moments ago, doesn't miss this time. And the Sky Blues are all square in the big blue.
Claim to an equaliser, but it comes through the traffic of a corner. 2 victory players miss. Wilkinson wins the first battle. And Fondre just sniffing out the opportunity. Great opportunism from the Sydney striker. He hasn't had his shooting boots on tonight, but his Bonce knows the way to the back of the net.
It's Adam Fondre, and he rifles it straight in the back of the net. And the Sky Blues lead early in Perth.
Midfielder will deliver. Alex Johan deep. Header is in. Adam Fondre a day before his 33rd birthday, celebrates his 6th of the campaign. It hung in the air for an eternity.
Barely a flutter. Byum-Yo-Han sends it high and curls it. And he's hardly a towering figure, Adam Le Fondre, but he leaps unchallenged at the back post. Absent defending from Western United. Curto left foot.
Time. They don't relinquish them, certainly of late. Can they build on it here? Byum-Yo-Han. Oh, great ball! And make it 2! Adam Le Fondre has a double. And that's what you get with Alex Byum-Yo-Han in your side.
The traffic flow has been constant down this near touchline. The three at the back unable to plug the gap, and it's Byum-Yo-Han who breaches it this time, carries the ball.
A couple of assists. Oh, what about that ball? Barbarouses and the deflection. Le Fondre! Sydney FC already in front. It's taken just 7 minutes, and Adam Le Fondre is breathing down the neck of Jamie McLaren.
To split everything open with a beautiful pass. Deflection off the Barbarouses effort, which finished up fortuitous for Le Fondre. That's just a sensational pass from Milos Ninkovic. And then fortune favoured Sydney. He doesn't need any help. Le Fondre at the moment, straight to the back of the net. But you could watch Milos Ninkovic play football 8 days a week and not get bored. Between the two sets of players, you'd have to say has been reasonably stark.
And in behind, beautifully weighted pass. Here's Le Fondre! He has another brace. He is joint top of the Golden Boot race.
It just comes undone. Great touch on that pass from Ryan Grant. Drops it in. Intuitive, automatic cutback. Delightful finish. Brisbane cut to pieces.
7 in 5. And that is the finishing of a former Premier League striker.
Caceres can move too as well. He's not just a ball player, although he's showing plenty at the moment. Beautiful work.
And the slip kept Bahaja onside. Looking to turn provider. Oh, they make it 5! Adam Le Fondre does have his hat-trick. Trent Bahaja with a goal and assist.
That were at least in the same postcode, but couldn't get near him. He burst through, sent Bahaja away with a beautiful pass. And then Bahaja, after helping himself to one, gets beautiful touch on this. That's a delightful cross, and he's not going to miss from there, not in this form. Alf gets 3, Sydney get 5, Brisbane gets spanked.
Lovely ball from Bratton, finds Byum-Yo-Han. Barbarouses tries to help it on towards Le Fondre, and he's got there as he has. Well, he didn't look favourite, Adam Le Fondre. But early on, Elfie's at the Christmas buffet eating sausage rolls. Another one for him. 11 for the season now. Sydney lead 1-0.
Marinovic and De Vere. It was toe poked on by Costa Barbarouses. De Vere thought Marinovic was coming. He wasn't. He was waiting to see. Then he stopped. Someone who didn't stop was Le Fondre. Got in behind, and it's a lovely finish, though. You got to give it to him. He's off balance, got pushed by De Vere, and has the wherewithal just to toe poke that one into an empty net.
Byum-Yo-Han delivers, Glover comes, brings it down. Oh, what a clearance. Delbridge still alive here. Oh, it's in, and they equalise with 10 men. Just minutes after Ryan Grant was sent off, Adam Le Fondre thumps home his 12th of the season, and we're level again in the top of the table clash.
I mean, it's a pretty good ball in, but really that's regulation catch for me. Ninkovic missed the first one, they blocked it. That's a super finish. Being able to swivel on that is pointing away from goal. There's the block on Ninkovic, then he misses his second opportunity. Look at this. It's nearly a 360 to somehow squeeze that in past the near post, but that has to go down as a goalkeeping error. And Sydney, after going down to 10 men, get back on level terms.
He's been much sharper tonight, full of intent, close people down.
Strong play by Ninkovic to get clear. of his opponent, threads it through for Barbarouses. Sydney threatening, and now they lead. It's as simple as that. That's just what the champions do, and it's Adam Le Fondre with his 13th of the season.
I mean, that's poor. You can't allow Ninkovic to just run unpicked up like that. And then the dominoes fell. He didn't have to tackle there, Fitzgerald, and now pressure's off for Ninkovic. He can set the tone. He can release the ball, which he does to Barbarouses. And Topor Stanley's as close as he can get. But Sydney too lethal in those changeovers.
Grant had to readjust. Down Johan. Slips it through nicely. Barbarouses with a cutback. Le Fondre was just there waiting. Down Johan. Gets around Traore. And the tap-in is there for Adam Le Fondre. No flag against the Englishman. And it is 14 for the season for Alfie. And 3-3 at Amy Park, as he scores for the 5th consecutive away match, and the league leaders lead.
Defence, and this is the one time they allowed space to Johan. He was allowed to turn and face forward. Whether Costa Barbarouses has gone a touch early there, I'm not sure. But this is poor from Adama Traore. Beaten far too easily. Lee Broxham doesn't get across in time, and in the end it's a simple finish for Adam Le Fondre. Drives into the penalty area. The defenders can't make a challenge. And in the end, he gets in front of Carrigan, I think it was.
Brisbane, though, have never faced a penalty this season. The first one given up by the Raw. Haven't conceded a set-piece goal all campaign. Le Fondre always goes with power, and Jamie Young can't keep it out. The Sky Blues on track for 3 more points against 10 men now. Light spot, wasn't it, from Chris Beath?
Dispatches that.
Pretty reliable from 11 metres, and proves to be so again. And Sydney FC have come from behind to lead 2-1.
Well, and then Elvis bobs up. Well, here goes Ryan Grant. Look at this burst.
And Broxham had to let him go in the end. Le Fondre, oh, cheeky, and in! 2 goals in 2 minutes for Sydney FC as they open up the Melbourne victory big time. And Adam Le Fondre ends that 2-game goal-scoring drought.
Well, incredible this from Grant. Beautiful from Le Fondre. This is just after Sydney have defended their own goal. And Galafuoco is so unfortunate because he can clear that. He's not going to want to watch this again because he's made all the ground. He gets there in enough time. In fact, as it was happening in live speed, I'm thinking the dink from Le Fondre, as cheeky as it is not going to work.
Here's Ninkovic. Little drop of the shoulder, plays it into a nice area. Barbarouses, good save, low power. Tapping though for Adam Le Fondre. And Sydney take the lead in the 35th minute. Take a bow, Adam Le Fondre, as he claws one back on Jamie McLaren in that golden boot race, with just his 2nd goal in 5 games. And Sydney FC hit the front.
Well, what a super pass from Ninkovic into Barbarouses. He's able to swivel, get his shot on. Lopar could only parry it.
Le Fondre v Marinovic places it this time, and it's 1-1.
Kiddo was a better option there, Adelaide. That's a good run from Van der Sar.
Trying to play that Ryan Grant role. Bahaja, great ball, tap-in coming up. Adam Le Fondre joins Jamie McLaren atop the Golden Boot race. And Sydney FC do make it happen. Harry Van der Sar filling the boots of Ryan Grant pretty impressively there.
It's exactly what Ryan Grant does and gives to them. And he shows that he can do it. Not a bad pass. Outside of the boot, onside Bahaja, too much pace, and cleverly keeps his composure and plays in Le Fondre, who makes it easy, but keeps his composure as well and taps this into an empty net. Brilliant transition from Sydney. We haven't seen that much in the last 3 games. And Van der Sar.
Rolled short for Bratton to whip it in. And the header is in. There is the equaliser. And Adam Le Fondre, the 2nd Sydney FC striker ever to 20 goals in a season. He's joint top of the Golden Boot race with Jamie McLaren, who has company now. And Steve Corica does have a goal for his team.
Terrific ball from Bratton. Whip and tail, and he's just too strong for Imai. Probably won't be too happy with his work because he's just allowed Le Fondre to get not only get in behind him, but he's misread the flight of the ball. It's a good header, angled header. No one on the post.
16 wins, 5 draws, 5 defeats throughout the season. Oh, big risk taken and slid home by Adam Fondre. The flag is up from the assistant, but the goal will stand, I think. Liam Reddy with a horrible blooper in front of the Cove. What was he thinking?
Well, that's a striker's goal. He just follows a lost cause and picked his pocket. Here's the ball forward. Now watch this. The ball's going backwards. Barbarousse decides, no, we're not going to drop off. We go. Fondre goes. Ninkovic blocks off this route. Reddy gets in 2 minds. Probably a poor touch there. And Fondre, with a real striker's poacher's goal, puts Sydney 2 up.
Really strange by the assistant on the far side. You saw him put his flag up on that replay as though he was saying, no, the goal shouldn't stand. But it's a clear goal. Brilliant finish.
For Sydney FC. He scores. Emphatic. What a finish.
Straight for Ryan Grant. Finds him. Another cross for Grant. This was a good one as well. Fondre! He cannot stop scoring goals in Sky Blue. Back in the country, back in the A-League. And he's given Sydney an early lead.
And you can see that Sydney have decided, well, we've got the threat in the box. And I just spoke about Fondre not being...
Fondre. Barbarousse. Bobo in the middle. Doesn't get there at first. But Adam Fondre gets there second. He's got his second. And Sydney are 2-0 up.
Well, I think, I'm not sure, but the flick on...
Takes one for the side, a deserved yellow card. All the same as it's a glancing header, back post, back into the danger zone again. At Sydney FC a level. Adam Fondre with the header, and we were just talking those dangerous minutes before half-time. A little bit of pressure. Another free kick. They've been most dangerous from set pieces. And Sydney. Fondre against Duncan, and Sydney have their goal. Sydney have the lead. 8 minutes in, and the home side are in front. They have to stay organised at the back as Caceres drives through the heart. Oh, and his path finds Fondre, and he has driven a dagger through Wellington Phoenix there. On the counter-attack, Sydney have their second goal.
Anthony Caceres picks the ball up and drives, and as the defence comes close, he plays that ball, he actually underhits it. And Sam Sutton should clear the pass. You see, just underhits the pass here. Sam Sutton should clear, but Fondre, we said if he gets these opportunities, he will score. And there he has his opportunity as it comes, just takes his touch forward, and a class finisher.
Showing their class in
It was called off as Adam Fondre, barely on the field for a minute, gets his name on the score sheet.
In the group stage,
Here's Fondre, who drills home his second of the night. And now Sydney FC are making it all worthwhile.
Might have a chance here. Bahaja's pace has got him there ahead of Murchela. In towards Adam Fondre! What a start for Sydney FC! And that is a splendid finish.
The Harvey Norman replay, we asked for a quick start from Sydney and more clinical finishing as well, and Adam Fondre has provided there. Fantastic start for Sydney FC.
Advantage played by the referee. Ryan Grant's on the right. And the cross will drop here for Fondre! Sydney FC in front. It's his first away goal of the season, a much-needed one for Sydney FC. A little balm, I think, to the Mariners fans as well, who perhaps called him old or past it. He held his back, but he got a touch of good fortune there. Bahaja left it, and it was a tight. Here's his pace down that right-hand side. He's only got Fondre alongside, and he will find him. Adam Fondre! It's 3 for Sydney FC. And more than likely, that is game over. A double for the Englishman. And Sydney FC are in heaven in the rain in Gosford.
Well, the Harvey Norman replay will show the patience of Bahaja and the smarts of Fondre. Look at him centrally, the different runs he makes for himself and the defender to create his own space. And Bahaja picks him out brilliantly, and the rest is for Fondre, as we know his poaching instincts in front of goal.
Here they come again, flooding forward. Ninkovic, Bahaja, Caceres are queuing up. Hat-trick! Adam Fondre. Make that 3 goals in 4 minutes. The Mariners have collapsed. And when the pressure was on Sydney FC, they have responded, and how?
It's headed out only as far as Ryan Grant, who's waiting for it. Might have a second chance to deliver one in to Fondre, and Fondre scores. It may only be their second goal of the group, but it could be a very important one for Sydney.
Marchand looking to close down Talbot. Over the top from Fondre. Oh, how about that? Sydney with the reply. Adam Fondre's 50th A-League men's goal. And it is one to remember.
Experience in the FA Cup in the UK as well. Fondre. Yaron Souza goes the right way, but he can't do anything about it. Adam Fondre.
Here's Adam Fondre from 12 yards. This time, he puts some venom behind it. Jamie Young goes the wrong way.
Good, and Donachie waiting at the back post. Goes in that sort of direction. And it'll pop. And Lolly. Oh, and Glover didn't know too much about it and cannot keep out the follow-up. And wouldn't you know it, fresh off the bench, Adam Fondre is there to pounce for his first ever goal at Allianz Stadium in front of the Cove, and Sydney, with half an hour to play, lead by 2 goals to 1.
Out they can, with Caceres in space. Now Cavallo joining the attack down this left-hand side. Fondre wants it at the back post. It's a great ball. It's a great finish. And Sydney have stung Newcastle on the counter-attack. Precision football, clinical finish.
Crisp ball for Lolly. That's even better for Fondre! Sydney have come from behind to lead 2-1. Adam Fondre's 8th big blue goal. His 5th here at Amy Park. Sydney FC fans celebrates. And that razor-sharp ball through found the Englishman, and he didn't disappoint.
Robert Mack. Ridden that challenge of Triantis, finds Burgess. It's this kind of territory. He scored, it falls to Fondre. And Adam Fondre makes no mistake, 10 minutes in. The 5th goal of the season for him. And Sydney are in front. Finds Yazbek. Retre. Lolly wants it, the cross in, back post is a wonderful ball. And Adam Fondre just slides the ball home, and this topsy-turvy match continues to surprise. Sydney are back on top. Adam Fondre at the double.
This is intricate build-up. Burgess, Fondre! He scores again at Cooper Stadium. 6 in 5. And Sydney FC, they were coming to get Adelaide, and they get the equaliser. Can they go on?
Burgess into Fondre, and then the deflection in to level the scores.
Round again for Burgess, the overlapping run. This is nice from Sydney, looking to hit on the counter. And Adam Fondre with the simplest of finishes after an absolutely clinical counter-attack. And the home side have drawn first blood. And it's that man Fondre.
Miento leaving it short on Gamulka. Lolly has Fondre. Adam Fondre scores in 3 straight matches. And Sydney FC, they're off to the finals now. And it's lights out for a brave Brisbane Roar.
Bratton spotting a little opening for
Segicic again, who's been lively. It's a great ball, and it's a good goal from Adam Fondre. The mistake by Jack Duncan, who's back in the starting 11. But he was caught cold there. Fondre with a hopeful poke, and the ball somehow squeezing through the legs of
corner of the game to be delivered by Robert Mack. In it comes, and Fondre! With 10 minutes to go, puts Sydney FC into the lead, scoring for the 5th consecutive game, and his 5th goal in 7 finals appearances. Is that the crucial blow that sends Sydney through to the last 4? Now says, I'll take the responsibility. Finds the bottom corner, nothing Tom Glover could do this time. All square in the first leg of the semi-final.